so they can contribute their, like, for example, their home bandwidth, their, like, the country's internet, like data center, the providers, into Meson Network. Or maybe sometimes someone, the guy who has buy the Starlink, the satellite network, they buy the Starlink, and they can say, okay, I can contribute my Starlink into Meson Network. And then for somehow, we don't need to have the sales team to Starlink. We don't need to know Elon Musk.
My guest today is Sherlock Shi, co-founder and CEO of Meson Network. Meson Network is working to create the world's largest bandwidth marketplace in the future. With Meson, users can exchange their unused bandwidth resources for Meson tokens, and those who need bandwidth in the future will come to Meson's market to borrow bandwidth anywhere in the world. Sherlock, it's great to have you on the podcast today.
Thanks, Connor. Thanks for having me.
So, what was your first experience with Web3? When did you decide it wasn't just a fad or hype and there was actually something significant with this technology?
Yeah, so, if we're talking about Web3, the first time I heard Web3, the name, I guess it's in the Web3 Foundation. They have a Web3 summit in Berlin, like 2018. And that's the first time, like, I know, wow, we have a foundation called Web3, and lots of people, they are talking about Web3. Then I started to learn more about this space. I checked materials like long ago, like 10 or maybe maybe 15 years ago, Tim Berners-Lee, when he invented internet, the web, he also has tell people, okay, what's his opinion about Web3? It's called semantic web. And then I also saw, like, other people like Juan, he addressed it, in the summit. He called trust, arrivable web. And also, like, the investors guy, Chris said, okay, it's about rewrite ownership. It's called ownership. So this is since I started to learn Web3, and very, very lucky, I guess. The point is, people have their various thoughts about Web3, and we are building things like that way. So that's how I learned the Web3.
And so you mentioned folk like Juan Bennett, the founder of Filecoin there, and some others. And had you dabbled in blockchain or cryptocurrency technology before that point as well, or was that kind of your first exposure to it?
Yeah. So actually, crypto is my first thing to do. Before I have graduated, I guess it's 2017 when I was still a university student, and I major in mathematics, but I also have the ACM competitions, which is algorithm competition. So I learned programming, and then in 2017, I learned how to what Ethereum is, and how to use technology to solve problems. And around maybe close to 2018, I heard, and I track and learn the CryptoKitties, the case. I use a service. So if you are, like, you have experienced things during the 2017 to 18, we have also called the crypto zombies. Actually, they are just like tutorials that teach the people how to write smart contracts solidity. So I played the whole crypto zombies, and I then know how to write smart contract using Solidity. So I launched my first smart contract with, during that time we call ERC 721, but today maybe we call them NFTs. Yeah, so that's the first thing I have done in the crypto space, and very lucky. Within 3 days, around 700 Ethereum, they just deposit into my smart contract. So I feel, wow, looks like the new technology is quite powerful, right? So why not learn more? Every time the new technology, they gonna have the huge difference. So if like I just spent maybe 1 week to start skills and 1 day to launch the contract, but so many things happening. So why not we just take more time to learn this space? So then I joined. I guess, and I'm not joined. I also co-founded with my partner a startup when I was, like, having not be graduated, and I guess we can define this as failed. We failed for after maybe 8 months. We raised a fund. Yeah, it's very early stage. We raised $1 million, but finally we failed. Uh, but then we keep going. Like it's very important that what is Web3 and what's a crypto. Like people gone sometimes mix it, but for me, actually Web3 is a much bigger idea and thought of the things, and then we found crypto as part of them. So this is my experience to get started in Web3 space.
And so it was with that first venture that kind of led you to be immersed full time in it.
Yes, I guess during that time we still have the very specific definition of Web3. Like we haven't been defined by the Tim Berners-Lee, but people still keeping say the crypto and blockchain and yeah, and people still don't know. Okay, what's this the next generation of the web and the internet? Uh, but yeah, if you can say though that when I learned the crypto zombie, I launched the I raised $1 million. So you can for people's like new guys here, it's very helpful for them.
Yeah, I remember the crypto zombies tutorial, seeing them there. How it was one of those projects that a lot of developers played with,
Yes.
but it's not something that's widely known, as you said, like crypto kitties, obviously, which were the first big, you widely used NFT. And so your crypto zombies project managed to raise that 700 ETH, uh, which you then used to actually work on this first business venture.
Mm. Yeah, so during that time, it's much like a friend oriented. It's a C round. So I actually should graduate around 2018, and it's not easy for me to like. I don't have the essential skills to pitch people, or I don't have very good networking to start a startup. So I guess that's why people try to advise most of people, most of university students, you should not go directly to do the startup when you are still not have enough skills. But I guess I'm the different guy because I don't listen the advice. So I run a startup, but very lucky that my partner he during that time he is engineering Google and he has doing lots of crazy things. So he know the ventures, he know the networking, and he know how to find the partners. Uh, we had a TechCrunch together. TechCrunch has a hackathon. We had a hackathon together, and we become the challenge winner. So then we found okay. During this like 3 months, we have talked with lots of ventures, talk of lots of friends. But the point is, you try to when I was student, okay, I think this guys is really like rich and successful, and they're successful entrepreneurs. So my point is, why they become such rich for, right? And how can I learn from them? And how can I found okay, what's their view to the things? Like what's the secrets behind them to make them such more successful? And then I try to like talk with them. Like I'm very not quite matured. So sometimes they will think I'm stupid. Yeah, Sherlock is stupid. But finally, I found the rules. I found how their thought about things, and I guess this is really helpful. Like to my right now the startups Meson Network. So yeah, I can share you the things behind. I enter a space, and I also have founded Meson Network. So 2017 to 2018, I guess that's the first year I entered space, and after the first startup, I guess sometimes I failed, and then I tried to run another startup. It's OTC platform, yeah, quite different because I found during the 2018 the world needs such a things because it's very market oriented. So I find some of my friends and also find some investors and we try to launch a OTC platform. Very lucky. The OTC platform runs quite well, but then I have a feeling that during the 2017, I actually have far from the crypto space, right? I'm student, I'm not enter space, but I can learn the skills, I can learn the technology every day, and it feels me very, very excited. And when running OTC platform, actually it's just like a business. You can earn money. You may say you are already in the space, but I feel like I have a very far distance from the real crypto. So then I thought, okay, maybe that thing should be wrong. I should change the things, right? So I quit the platform. I like leave my shares to my partners, and I joined another company. And it's a company in the space for like 7 to 8 years. Yeah, maybe right now it's close to like 9 to 10 years. I joined here to building the crypto mining pool. Yeah, it's a proof of work pool. It's really interesting because uh, I have no idea what is the proof of work. I have no idea how to run a mining pool. And my job there, my role there is to design the crypto system of the like the ASIC machines for the like Ethereum GPUs. Yeah, we have running a GPU pool and ASIC pool, and also like some coins like Zcash. So I remember the things we need to tune is around 10 milliseconds latency. Like if you can like decrease 3 or 5 milliseconds of your system, you can earn extra like 20 to 30% of the revenue. So this is things I have tuning with, and I spend lots of days in the office and to deal with things. And I think the hard thing, the tough problem is you need to deal with uncertainty. Yeah. So this is things actually having improve work. Like you have the expectation of the system. For example, if you made a system, you think it's right, and maybe it's really right. It's actually it's right, but you need to wait. You need to wait that you gonna have the block. You have earn the block reward, and expectation is the same. But sometimes you need to wait like 10 days, 30 days, or maybe half a year to wait till you have the reward. And during that time, it means your system has lost money every day because you need to pay the miners each every day, right? And I'm not owner of this company, and I don't have so much cash. So looks like in the balance sheet, I lost money every day, right? So that thing makes me feel really nervous, right? I'm responsible for that. And then sometimes you will challenge yourself. Well, have we really improved the system? It has tuning the right. If it's tuning right, it should have the block. But it may, nothing happened during that time. So I'm worried about. Okay, maybe I made a mistake. I should change to another parameters. I should change the architecture, and then you may sometimes change the right system to the wrong system. So this is called, I think, called uncertainty. You never know, and you need to deal with the probability. It's very hard and really tough, but finally we conquered it. We have made a very good Ethereum system, the backpool. We don't have lots of hash rates, but yeah, we have lots of alpha. Yeah, we made more than expectations. Uh, that's good news. I'm in charge of the system, but then later, I also found, mm, apart from the mining pool, okay, what is the stack of the crypto mining? Like we have the mining manufacturers like Bitmain, right? And also we have some crypto farm. You need to be there to learn how the things going on. So I try to learn how the game playing. Which guy has take most of the profits of this stack? Like yeah, manufacturers take they how they price the ASIC machines. They like they made they are the biggest. So actually they give you like 400, yeah, around 400, 300 to 400 days to have the to earn the money back. So this they their price strategy, and then you need to move these machines to the crypto farm. I have been to crypto farm, and it's really crazy. Actually, they are not legal protected like 2 or 3 or like 4 years ago. So it's just like you are friends with them, and you will need to have a trust to them because they are most time if they have the very cheap electricity price, uh, they need to be in something into the mountain or some maybe close to the sea or to the fall. So people live there like they just walk around, and for somehow they just maybe walk through your machines, and your machines just fall down. You don't know what things happening, but they say, "Oh, your machines just have broke." I have no idea. But actually, he just unhappy that day and like touch something of your machines, and then you just lost around maybe $3,000 or maybe $4,000, right?
So,
You
so
have no idea.
So
And
it's very precarious managing these mining infrastructures. Moving on to the Meson network, then. Presumably the mining had some, yeah, as you were saying, there were some ideas from that and proof of work that got you thinking about the bandwidth aspects of it. But yeah, how did that come together? And
so actually, the Meson network comes from engineer's view. I'm a backend engineer, or you can say programmer, yeah. And I will run some machines from the cloud service providers like AWS and Google Cloud. And then you can ask the developers, like 80 or 90%, they can fully utilize their resources run from AWS or from Google. So just like me, I checked my billings like end of month, and I found I paid them like $300 or $400 per month, but the resources I have used is only maybe 80 or $100. So I try to think, okay, whether we can find a new way to monetize the rest of the resources. And then I do a survey, and I read a respecters from quite one of the main competitor of TikTok, the short video companies. So they have spent around $800 per year only for the bandwidth part. So I know, okay, it looks like the bandwidth is quite valuable resources. And then the next problem is, why no one just come across me to utilize my bandwidth, right? So that's the things come from. I have the resources for you. It's valuable, but why you don't come me? And then I found, okay, uh, the I guess the way right now the tech giants in the internet world to utilize the things is like a top-down model. They use people, they use salesperson, they use salespeople. So, for example, if I have the resources and someone else need that, and they will have a sales team try to reach me, try to like phone me or text me. We have a meeting and we sign contract, right? So this is how the model come from. But I'm too small. I'm belong to a long tail market, so long tail market is not friendly to them. They don't want to spend like 1 hour or like a coffee time with a long tail users because it's only increased like $100 waste their time, right? But think different. Like if we can find a new way that open the protocol to the like global world, you don't need to deal with the person. Don't need to deal with like to know somebody or to bargain anything else. You only need to deal with the standard, the protocol that if you want to like if you want to join Ethereum network, you can join by yourself if you have the resources. Like if you want to join Meson network to contribute bandwidth to earn the reward, you don't need to know somebody. You just follow our protocol. You can join the network. So this things is just like we change top down model to the bottom up model. So people everywhere, you don't need to know any team, any member in our team. You can just join our network, and then we can use this network to serve people who need this. It's crazy. Like, what if you don't restrict the border of your supply side or any of demand side? What is gonna happen? Like if you use people, use sales team to open the market one by one, the sales guys, they have imagination. Okay, today I need to target these like tech company or another telecom like T-Mobile or such company, just like Helium do. Yeah, they target the T-Mobile to have the 5G. But if we don't have restrictions, for example, like I don't know where Connor, maybe Connor, you live in Europe, so Europe people are like, I have no idea what's the telecom and what's the cloud service provider in Europe, especially in the East Europe. I have no idea. But people living in this country, living in this land, they know what things there. They know what's this telecom. They know what's this cloud service provider. They know every time they use infra, so they can contribute their like, for example, their home bandwidth, their like the country's internet, like data center, the providers into Mesh network. Or maybe sometimes someone, the guy who has buy the Starlink, the satellite network, they buy the Starlink, and they can say, okay, I can contribute my Starlink into Mesh network. And then for somehow we don't need to have the sales team to Starlink. We don't need to know Elon Musk, but we have bandwidth from Starlink, from the satellite, right? So this is going to be very important that you should not restrict your how your users come from, just like Uniswap, right? So I will give you another case of Uniswap. Um, the powerful case using the bottom up model is like the exchanges, like when maybe even right now when we try to get listed on Binance or the central exchange or like Coinbase, like we need to know the people there, and we need to bargain with them. We need to talk about terms, and we need to pay the money. And you don't know what things going on. Like wait 3-4 months, you have the chance to be listed. That's the way that we need to deal with people. But then Uniswap, the decentralized exchange, DEX give us a chance that if you try to go listing, you don't need to talk with someone. You just follow Uniswap protocol. Like they have two sides, and you define like USDC to another token name, and you add the liquidity there, and then you are listed, right? So if you're in that way, like lots of much smaller token, they are very easily to be listed on DEX, and then no one need to like maintain this system because they are maintained by Ethereum, a decentralized infra. So when you can see that when the Uniswap, such a small team, like 10 or 15 members there, they have built a DEX exchanges, which trading volume has even somehow be more than Coinbase, yeah, for a period. So there's a power of that things, and there's a power that maybe one day, if the infra is much cheaper and much higher performance, maybe we just don't need the central exchange. They will exist. They will be compatible with the different architecture chains. But for the same architecture like ERC20 compatible, maybe DAX is really good.
Hmm.
That's how Meson Network come from.
Yeah, so you envisage this future where you have the, the ease of access that you get right now with, say, Uniswap for trading. You'll have that for bandwidth in effect, and so that's kind of the goal there. What are the biggest challenges you've faced though with this approach? Because no doubt it's a fairly revolutionary approach to doing this compared with what you have now with these different incumbents with who are providing telecommunications infrastructure, setting people's bandwidth limits at the account level. So where are the challenges that you're experiencing right now, and how have you overcome those?
Uh, I guess right now lots of challenges, and the first is it's hard to convince people to use the crypto infra. Even in crypto in Web3 space, it's hard for you to convince them. For example, I'm not worried that we can aggregate resources like whether the world exists so much resources can be aggregated. Answer is yes, because we have in testnet and we use our testnet token like part of the mainnet to incentivize people to contribute. And one answer is pretty good, right? They have been entered. And the second is the uh, demand side. Demand side is quite hard. I guess it's most of the challenges of the crypto projects. You can use token system. You can use like the listing and lots of things supply side to make a build system with even like be really high valuation, the FTV for fully diluted valuation. But if you can find the real demand side, I guess finally you gonna yes you gonna finally people will don't use a network. So I guess us the biggest challenge is how to like steps by steps to convince the people to use the Web3 infra. It's very hard. Right now you should not target the Web3 guys in the internet and out of our space guys, because these guys they are very they actually think Synchronous is pretty good, and they don't know why. What's the necessary reason to use the Web3 infra? No reason for them. Maybe for some interest. Okay, if the executive order said this good, okay, I can pay some attention, but I will never use you. And the second is in the Web3 applications, there's still we still not have enough incentivize for them to use the Web3 infra, because they should, yeah, just my opinion, they should be user oriented. Like you are very small application. If you don't have win your market, you have not like win your users, right? You should be user friendly. You should use the best user performance infra like AWS. I have to say, yeah, to be honest, yeah. So during that time, if you try to sacrifice your users and to use the Web3 infra, you will lose your users. Sometimes it's a mistake, right? So I guess for most of users in applications in crypto space, they should still keeping using the AWS, such kind of services. And then for some of them, they have very clear idea what they need. For example, they said maybe some layer when some layer when they have lots of outages problem. I can't say their name. Yeah, if they have outages, their users can trade, or their users sometimes maybe their content gonna be banned, or their things gonna be regulated by anything else, or sometimes gonna be deleted by someone that they have no idea. So if they know they have specific purpose, they need such kind of service, and then they will use the real Web3 infra. Uh, Before that, I guess most people should not try to sacrifice the users. Yes, you should believe, and then we can have the Web3 infra. That's I think this is not only my challenges, but also most of the crypto projects challenges. Find the real demand side who can long term to pay to sustain the system. Just like Ethereum. Ethereum is inflation token. Yeah, not limited, but he still can have very good second price. So that's why.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge when people are trying to look at the volatility of crypto assets, and also you have services like AWS that work so well. But hopefully, when we look to the future, the perspectives are slightly different. So, how do you believe that uh, Web3 technologies and blockchain technology, and likewise Meson Network, will manifest itself in everyday life 10 years from now?
That's a really good thing. I can share with you how we like try to go to market. We have mainly two steps. The first step is we try to be in the mainstream on crypto on most of crypto applications because uh, you need to know one thing. Yeah, we build some people build applications which is we call them native, right? Like native means they build never before, and they only sustain the demand in crypto space or Web3 space. So this is like native usage, and some other things application infra they build for general. I mean, the point is, demand is general things. It not depends on like you are in crypto, you're in Web3 or not. It not depends on like you are in Web2 or Web1 or internet or maybe other more traditional factories. It's not. Demand is just there's object, and it's related to the people, to the human. Like people need to eat, need to run, need to go outside, need to make friends, need to fulfill their emotions. So this is called demand, the demand. And for us, the first point is we try to convince, or we try to make our model worked in the crypto space. With the helpful of crypto, I have to say it's very helpful. You are more easily to raise the fund, and you don't need to like raise lots of funds to prove the model. You can use your network, the system, the tokenomics to incentivize for the model to prove that the model works. That's the first. Like people said, okay, we airdrop to our users. We have like 1 or 2% of tokens to be tested for to incentivize the test net. So how things works for first step, and then when if we are successful in the crypto space, I guess the next step is we try to bring our service to more internet world. And I guess the most important thing for, or most influential things on applications in crypto is they bring more new blood into our space, right? If you build a project, you try to attract users from another project. I mean, also in the crypto in Web3, you just attract people there. Oh, and then someone build another project. They try to attract people from your ecosystem. It's not quite good, right? Why like NFT or Uniswap or anything, something very big, they are quite powerful because they attracts people outside our space. They build a new blood inside it. Like I guess 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was in New York City, and I saw the Solana, they have their shop in a shopping mall. It's really crazy. I guess I have never seen a crypto project that build a shop there. And I asked the team, the Solana, I said, "Oh, why you just build a shop? I have no idea what can attract." they said we just try to affect more people who has no idea about Solana and about blockchain, about Web3, right? If for somehow they work wrong, they just go into our shop. I can share there the power of using the technology, the power of using the Web3, the power that maybe this is we call them the future. So this is very important. I think just the same as us, we try to uh, affect the world and to let them think that one day the crypto gonna be different. How? Let me tell you, especially for Meson Network. So we building bandwidth marketplace. So bandwidth marketplace right now is we have two sides, supply and demand side. And the supply side, we have used the bottom model to aggregate resources all around the world. So you can uh, yeah, my view in 10 years, our supply side gonna have the players like me, like small developers, long-term developers, and also we have the players like telecom, like the telecom all around the world. Maybe they are top tier, maybe much lower, and also we have players like cloud service providers, Google Cloud, Amazon, like Tencent. So these guys can also be our players, and also we have some like supplier players like data centers manufacturers. Yes, I talked with one of the manufacturers of data center. They told me they sell quite well right now. Yeah, it's we need data, but they still had 10% data. The clusters do not no idea how to sell them, so they can contribute to Meson Network, the marketplace. And on the demand side, right now we have idea that we can X-ray for static files such as CDN, we call them. We can X-ray for the images, video, like short video, long video, like YouTube. They can be our users, like TikTok, and also we can support the some applications to mix the data, like VPN or anything else, or like NIM. And third, we can still to serve like the like that one we can use for the Zoom, or we can use for like the remote control team viewers and things. So just like we have built, if 10 years we're lucky, we have built a world biggest marketplace for infra. We build a standard for infra. Like right now, we can trade standardly for the goods. For example, you go to the eBay, you go to Amazon, you can trade things. But future infra can also be slided standard and can be traded in our marketplace. And for somehow we still need companies like Google to have lots of sales team. Yeah, we need people to reach the site. But also then finally they will find a union market called Meson Network. So anyone they're using different model, they can be traded on Meson Network.
So 10 years from now, we will be in a situation where the Meson Network has onboarded some big infrastructure players, and that's kind of the key because that will kickstart the growth and momentum behind it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so one other thing I wanted to touch on as well was some of the surprises along the way. What surprised you most about Web3 so far?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, the most excited me, oh yeah, surprised and excited me the things is people have a real various thoughts on Web3. That's the things I have more surprised. How to understand the world. If you look at the history of Web2, the internet, right? 10, 15, or 20 years ago, like 2000 or 1990, 1995, people there talking about what is internet, what is maybe Web 1, Web 2, right? So during that time, we have lots of right now very successful the startups, the entrepreneurs, the founders. They told the world, okay, this is called internet. Like people can send messages, people can talk with each other, and no latency, right? Just like right now we call them WhatsApp or Telegram or Facebook Messenger or anything else. This is one thing. And some people said, okay, you can in the internet, you can search any news you like. You can hear the podcast or any like the broadcast. You may familiar with the sentence because it's said by Bill Gates and it was interviewed. Yeah, the guy, the interviewers, he just tried to think, wow, why we need internet? Yeah, but that's the thing. Bill Gates, the Microsoft built the internet, right? And someone else maybe said, okay, we need what is the internet that you can trade anything else, anything you don't need, you can trade there, and people got to buy it for you and pay the money, and you don't need to go to anywhere. So it's called e-commerce, like Alibaba and Amazon and eBay, right? So and also right now, if you said the mobile internet, it's just like, okay, you can you can like sell things on the according to the recommendations algorithm, and your videos not be distributed to all people, but for the people who will be related to you. This is like TikTok and YouTube, and we enter short video the stages. So you look at the history, the things already had happened. Like, right, if you go to 10 or 15 years ago, you had no idea. Okay, what is Web 2 or what is internet? But if for now, I gonna say, all the things is the web, all the things is web, all the things is internet. They are all right, and this is consisted of a right now internet. So the same thing is gonna happen for, I think, for the Web 3 is still right now we have no idea what is the Web 3, just for me. Yeah, because we have so much definitions. People gonna say, like, if you are live in the Bay Area in Silicon Valley, okay, you may be convinced by the Chris from X16C. Yeah, they say it's about ownership. I think it's good. Yeah, what's ownership? That your data is not gonna be only stored by Google, by tech giants, and they will not very easily to, for somehow to just try to delete your data. They can delete, or sometimes they just made a mistake. They have lost of data. They can lose, and sometimes you have something that you can have your name there, like ENS, right? So I think this is called ownership, and this is part of the Web 3. And like Juan, like the founder of the IPFS protocol, protocol labs. So they said it's called trust, it's called verifiability. Oh, right, that's just really good. What is that? I think the crypto is that. Bitcoin, Ethereum, how we build layer one is that, because with the help of the, like, actually it's a technology, is a link table. So with that technology, you don't need to care about any nations has backed your system. You don't need to care, like, you need to trust or credit anything. The only thing important is you only need to trust mathematics, the cryptography. So I can, if I don't want to trust anyone, I can start from the born of Bitcoin, like 2009, yeah, nine, the first block, and to try and to verify all the things till now. And I don't need to worry about that, whether the data gonna be easily be modified, because if you modify things, I can verify, right? So I can trust the answer, the final result. So this is called Web3, pretty good. And just like if you think Web3 is a semantic web, like Tim Berners-Lee said, it's still good. Like, what is semantic web? It's just like in the web, in a whole articles, you will have some keywords. Like, for example, keywords today is called Web3, it's called innovators, it's with Conor. So then the Web3 has, we can imagine they have built a graph. Yeah, a graph like the Web3, this works to connect with other graph. Like Conor, he has connected to other graph. Like Conor is very experienced, very successful. Yeah, so this is called semantic web, and I think it's pretty good. And then finally, if you have your idea, you saw what is Web 3. Yeah, you should practice your opinion about Web 3. I think finally, like, if we are successful in 15 or maybe 20 years, or maybe just 5 years later, yeah, very lucky we have so much various things of Web 3. So that's the thing that surprised me most about Web 3, because you never know what is Web 3, but people have their own Web 3. That is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, so just to wrap up there, if people want to learn more about the Meson network, what's the best way for them to do so, Sherlock?
Oh, yes, you can just go directly to our website. Official website is called Meson, Meson.network. Yes, and if you want to know me, you can follow Twitter.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sherlock, I just wanted to say thank you again for coming on today and sharing with everyone here as well the journey that you've been on with Web3 and specifically with Meson Network.
Thank you so much, Connor. Yeah, very lovely to share my opinions and talk with you today.
Right, cheers. Hi, it's Conor Svensson here again. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm really excited to share with you that I've written a book. The Blockchain Innovators Handbook, a leader's guide to understanding, adopting, and succeeding with this disruptive technology. I've been wanting to share my learnings about blockchain and Web3 for a number of years with a wider audience, and I'm really excited that I can do this now. This book covers everything from the fundamentals of the technology through to opportunity identification and implementation for your business to ensure that you can be one of the big beneficiaries of the wider transition to Web3 that's taking place now. The book is available in physical as well as digital form. For more information, head to web3labs.com/innovators.